House Republican leader Representative Bob Faulkingham is fighting the state in court over claims that he broke child labor laws. Faulkingham is a lobsterman, and now members of the fishing community are coming to his defense. State law does allow teens between the ages of 14 to 17 to work legally with certain restrictions. News Center Maine's Drew Peters shares more about the case and what kind of precedent some fishermen think it could set moving forward.
Fishing.
I started in 1979 when I was 13.
Yeah, I was 14 when I started working on a boat full time.
A career that's been passed down through generations of Mainers.
I'm 42 years old now, and I've taken countless kids from this community and helped them on their way to start their careers.
My two youngest sons, same thing. They were on the boat since they were, 4 years old.
Now, it's a tradition fishermen John Druin and Richard Howland fear could be in jeopardy.
If you don't have growth, if you don't have the young people get into it, eventually, it's going to die out.
Concerns being raised as the state accuses House Minority Leader and lobsterman Bob Faulkingham of employing a 14-year-old during the summer of 2024 without properly documenting the boy's hours or wages.
He was my son's best friend. He came out on the boat 4 times in the summer. My son taught him how to band lobsters.
While the state sees this as breaking labor laws, Druin argues their reason conflicts with the current understanding that Maine fishermen are considered self-employed, meaning captains aren't required to log hours for crews less than 10.
And if you put some rubber bands on the claw of a lobster and you give them a few dollars for doing it, where's the harm in that?
In a statement from the Maine Department of Labor, staff say they strongly support the inclusion of young people in the lobster industry, adding that agents investigate every report of a potential youth labor violation through a standard process that applies to all employers, regardless of industry. Writing in part, "Our goal is to ensure opportunities for youth are handled safely and abide by the established pathways created under law."
It kind of makes us concerned and worried, okay, who's around that's looking for it, am I going to be the next one that's going to be reported? Am I going to be the next one that's a violation?
But as Representative Faulkingham fights the violations in court, both fishermen hope the industry and state can come to an understanding.
The biggest thing we can do is educate everybody, including fishermen, on exactly what the laws are.
In Portland, Drew Peters, News Center, Maine.
Now, in that statement from the Maine Department of Labor, staff also point toward the state's student license and apprenticeship programs as examples of accessible and legal avenues for youth to enter the industry. April 15th marks the end of the winter grace period, meaning utility companies can shut the power off over missed payments. Leaders with AIO, Food and Energy Assistance in Rockland, are helping Mainers keep the lights on by providing vouchers to help cover the cost of fuel or electricity. They want to raise $60,000 so that donors can make an $120,000 match. AIO hopes to provide close to 1,000 vouchers of $200 to its members if that goal is reached.
$200 isn't necessarily going to solve a problem, but it can certainly help towards solving a problem. So if folks can use that $200 voucher to establish a payment plan and get back on track with their energy bills, then they can potentially avoid having to lose power.
Leaders with AIO Food and Energy Assistance say they're hoping to reach their $60,000 fundraising goal by April 14th.